Jillian, what are you doing? That's my starter! And that's my extender!
Good afternoon, Jank enthusiasts! I'm MBT, and this is 10-Minute Testing. Well, we've got K9 under our belt, so now it's time to move on to the second of the Justice Hunters archetypes. If you thought role-playing as furry cops was embarrassing, try yummy cookie snatchy cupsying your way to a 2-2 at locals. Presenting Yummy. Yeah, you got the yummy. So here's the list. This is Josh Kelly's deck, which won the Grimsby Regional this past weekend. As always, I'll give you a background about the archetype, a little bit of a discussion about what I hope the deck can do, and of course, the card by card. But first, this video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck is a one-stop shop for all things Yu-Gi-Oh! They're responsible for the pack opener that makes series-like progression possible. They've got strategy articles for those looking to flesh out their fundamentals. They're the most complete repository of deck lists and results from regionals and YCSs online. And they've also got cube and draft infrastructure that's finally seeing use now that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players have come to the light of Limited. There's a good chance that any Yu-Gi-Oh! Content you see on YouTube has Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck's many tendrils somewhere within its DNA. So why not go to the source and improve your game, draft with friends, or just see what 11-year-olds are playing in their Blue Eyes decks this month? Head on over to YGOPRODECK.com. Now back to the video. With that, let's look at the Yummies. The Yummies are a series of sweet desserts from a crane machine. They also are black cats because of a vague and untranslatable Japanese idiom. You're just going to have to take the Yugipedia editors at their word about how funny it is. The three Yummies, Cupsy Yummy, Cookie Yummy, and Lollipo Yummy, are all free specials from the hand if you have a Link 1 or Level 2 Synchro, which, as you'd probably imagine, this archetype is full of. Yummy Snatchy is their thematic Link monster, the court-ordered Link that searches the field spell, and is also Formula Synchron. It counts as a Level 1 tuner for its on-theme synchros, each build around a different Yummy, and each of which has a different kind of disruption. Lollipo Way is Soul Charge, Cookie Way is Book of Moon twice, and Cupsy Way is Extension. As they all poured out on your opponent's turn as well, powerful synchros with on-summons become immediately suspect for play, and help set up boards with a ton of interaction that's almost impossible to interact with until it's too late. We're playing these cards in a list that's playing just an obscene amount of non-engine. Because the Yummies only take up 14 cards of main deck space, or 19 depending on how you look at it, we've snuck in a Striker Engine, Obedience Schooled, and newcomer to the hand trap space, Songs of the Dominators for Dominus Purge. The end result is a deck that can make an incredible board going first, while interacting with an opponent in a way they are thoroughly unprepared for going second. So with that, let's get into the card by card. First up, our Yummies. 3 copies of Cookie Yummy, which if you control Link 1 or Level 2 Synchro monster, can be special summoned from the hand once per turn. And if this card is normally special summoned, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls that loses 1,000 attack, or if special summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, can be destroyed instead. 3 copies of Lollipo Yummy, which can be summoned the same way, and if normally special summoned, can target a card in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, or if this card was special summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, can banish that card instead. Cupsy Yummy, which can be summoned the same way, and if normally special summoned, can add a Yummy from your deck to your hand, or if it was special summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, just straight up draw a card. Playing 3 copies of Yummy Surprise, which can activate one of these 2 effects, but each effect is a hard once. You can either target 2 life beast monsters you control and 2 cards your opponent controls, return them all to the hand, special a Yummy from your hand or graveyard, but it can't attack this turn, or return a field spell from your face-up field or graveyard to the hand, then put a Yummy field spell from your hand face-up on your field. After that, we have Yummy Musement Query, which if you Synchro Summon a Light Beast Synchro monster allows you to target a card your opponent controls, destroy it, and if a face-up monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon a Yummy monster from your deck. While this card is in your graveyard, you can target 2 Yummy monsters in your graveyard of banishment to place this card and them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and a Yummy Musement Mignon. Yummy monsters control 500 attack for each Light Beast monster on the field. This gets out of hand really quickly, and as a hard once, if you control Link 1, you can target a level 1 Yummy monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If in your graveyard, you can target 2 Yummy monsters in your graveyard of banishment, put this card in them on the bottom of the deck in any order. After that, we're playing Obedience Schooled, because, a big surprise, they are all beasts. 1 copy of Engage and 1 copy of Hornet Drones, a Pot of Prosperity, and then 3 Forbidden Droplet, 3 Triple Tactics Thrust, 2 Lightning Storm, a Feather Duster, a Dark Ruler No More, a Tactics Talent, triple Infinite Impermanence, triple Songs of the Dominators, and triple Dominus Purge in the extra. We've got Relinquished Anima, 3 copies of Yummy Snatchy, which can be made with 1 level 4 or lower Light Beast monster. If special summoned, you can put a Yummy Field from your hand or deck face upon your field, and you are locked from special summoning Link 3 or higher Link monsters for the rest of the turn. Then once per chain during the main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can pay 100 to immediately after this effect resolves, Synchro Summon using monsters you control as material, including a Yummy monster. We're on a Link Spider, a Kagari, an Onari, which can be made with 2 light monsters, including a beast. Your opponent can't target cards in the field zones with the card effects, and as a hard once, if this card is link summoned, you can target a quick play spell in your graveyard, set it. If destroyed for each card in the field zone, you can either destroy a card your opponent controls or inflict 1,500 points of damage to your opponent. This is an integral part to a lot of your setups and end boards. We are playing 1 copy of SP Little Knight, 1 Typhon, 1 copy of Cupsy Yummy Way, which for its Synchro Summon can treat a Link 1 monster you control as a level 1 tuner. They all have this effect. And if Synchro Summon can add 2 Yummy monsters from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return this card to the extra deck to special summon up to 2 Yummies from your grave. Lollipo Yummy Way, which can be Synchro Summoned the same way, and once per turn, if Synchro Summoned, can special summon 2 Yummy monsters from your graveyard, negate their effects. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return this card to the extra deck to special summon 2 Yummy monsters from your graveyard. And Cookie Yummy Way, which can be special summoned the same way, and if Synchro Summoned, can target 2 face-up monsters on the field, change them to face-down defense position. Also, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return this card to the extra deck to special summon up to 2 Yummies from your grave. We're playing Martial Metal Marcher. Have you seen this combo before? The Star Ham and a Herald of the Arclight. On this side, we've got triple Lancia, triple FUUULLL, triple Ash Blossom, triple Droll, a Called by the Grave, a Daruma Karma Cannon, and a Dimensional Barrier, one of the upsides to playing the triple tactics thrust in the main. So with that, let's check out some games. Our first match is up against Blue Eyes. Bless the people still trying this. I'm not buying it. Our hand looks great, and we are going first. Let's see what we can accomplish. We'll begin with a copy of Cookie into Snatchy. Snatchy here is going to get us a Mignon from deck. Then we'll activate it to bring back this Cookie. From here, we can go into a Cupsy Yummy Way and activate its effect in order to grab the rest of the names before we special out the Cupsy Yummy and use its effect to get a surprise, followed by a Yummy Snatchy into a Lollipo. Lollipo is going to bring back the Cupsy Yummy and the Cookie Yummy, which allows us to go to Martial Metal Marcher. And have you seen this combo before? 3 + 1 is 4. Let's go Herald into Yummy Snatchy, special out to Lollipo, set 3, and pass back to our opponent. They'll draw for turn and begin with a copy of Imperm off the top for this Herald of the Arclight. That's unfortunate. We'll invalidate that. They're going to go for Sage next. We will Songs of the Dominators, and they'll go for Wishes, and we can Dominus Purge. We can also destroy it because we have a trap in the yard. Cool. They'll go Lordly Load afterward, and then activate the effect in order to summon out a copy of Blue Eyes. We'll chain the effect to the Yummy Snatchy to make a copy of Cookie, and then a Resolution will activate the effect of the Cookie in order to book both of those cards. They will chain Drill Beam, but we can just port out. Down goes the Cookie Yummy Way, and we will bring back a Cookie and a Cupsy. From here, their board is set. We will activate Cupsy Yummy to get another copy of Surprise, and they'll scoop it up. So that's how the deck performs on the play, but what does it do on the draw? Well, for game 2, our opponent is on Fiendsmith White Forest, and unfortunately for them, our deck just gets to play a ton of non-engine. We've opened Imperm, Purge, and then enough stuff to get going. They're going to begin with a copy of Fiendsmith's Track. They're going to pitch this Lurry that's already in the grip. Ain't that just the way it is? Summoning it out to go into a Requiem effect from hand to summon out the Lacrima, activate the Lacrima to send a Fiendsmith, then Fiendsmith effect shuffling back the Lurry to summon it to their side of the field and make a sequence. This is the first card we probably have to Imperm, so we will do that now. After that, they're going to activate the effect of the Engraver in hand in order to grab another copy of Track, then fire off the LZ, sending the Tract, at which point we can Dominus Purge and destroy because of the Imperm. Finally, they'll go Witches of the White Forest for an Astellar into Infinite Impermanence. Really loving that is all we had to do because we were out of interaction. Okay, let's go Pot of Prosperity here for 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've seen enough. Any of these will do what we want. I guess we're going to take the Obedience Schooled, though. That's a nice sight. We'll use it to summon every name from our deck. Then afterwards, we can go into Snatchy, activate the effect of the Snatchy in order to set Mignon, then activate the Mignon in order to cycle back the Cupsy, and activate the effect of the Cupsy in order to grab another copy of Surprise. Let's go to the battle phase, and we are just so large, we can force everything out here. Down comes Lacrima. It's going to summon the sequence back to their side of the field. We can walk over it, and we will get in for 13 as well. In main phase 2, we're going to go for Cupsy Yummy Way. That's going to grab us everything we're missing. Then we'll make a Yummy Snatchy into an Arcuri, set 2, and pass back to our opponent. They'll draw for turn. That's a pretty good 1 card. They're going to go for the effect of Engraver here. We'll activate the effect of Way to bring back Cookie Yummy and Lollipo Yummy, which means in a new chain, we can use the Cookie to pop this copy of Engraver and the Lollipo in order to banish this copy of Requiem as well. Finally, our opponent's going to go for Senengine Wakes after a Millennium, summoning it to their side of the field and getting a copy of Golem. Golem effect is set it to their side of the field and summon, putting them at a cool 100 life points. We can just go ahead and bounce everything featuring the Surprise, and they'll be forced to scoop it up. We'll draw for turn and just go battle, I suppose. Death by 1,000 Snatchies. So it's time for game 3, and you know what that means, a best of 3 versus meta. Our opponent's playing What Else But Vanquish Soul Canine, and this hand is pretty good. Obedience Schooled, of course, very powerful, as is our non-engine. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to contest the FUUULLL in our opponent's grip. The good news is that Izuna is not going to be online because of the way this deck was built. So they are going to be able to resolve the effect of FUUULLL. So they will draw a card here, and probably a couple more as well as we go for Yummy Snatchy. I think I am just going to play into it. We're going to go for Mignon here. We're going to bring back this copy of Cupsy Yummy, activate its effect in order to grab another copy of Surprise, and then make a copy of Cupsy Yummy Way. We'll activate Yummy Way in order to get everything we're missing, then summon a Yummy Snatchy again, set all of our hand and pass turn. They're at a lot, but not an unbeatable amount. They're going to go for Rhoda here and follow it up with a Holly Sue, summoning the Holly Sue to their side of the field and activating the effect to summon from deck. We'll go for the infinite impermanence here. They'll chain Caesar Valius, but that's just where we want to be because it means we can use Cup's Yummy Way to bring a whole bunch of stuff back to our side of the field. From this position, they'll summon out a Raisin, then activate the effect. That's worth a Dominus Purge from us. That's going to go to the yard. Afterwards, we're going to normal summon a copy of Dr. Madlove, which will grab them the field spell. We will activate the effect of the Yummy Snatchy on activation of the field spell into a Cookie Yummy Way, trying to set the entire field. This forces out the Caesar Valius to prevent affectation. Then afterwards, they're able to target the Caesar Valius here only one, so they don't get the good effect. We will tag into a Lollipo Yummy Way, bringing back Lollipo Yummy and Cupsy Yummy. They're going to get over one of them, but we still have way more than enough here. They'll end by going into Rocks, which prompts us to use the effect of our Synchro as well to tag into Snatchy and Lollipo, then activating Yummy in order to make sure they don't have material for the Caesar Valius again. They're going to go for Rock afterwards to get Raisin, set one, and pass. Unfortunately, the Yummy Surprise will make quick work of you by bouncing the back row in the start. So it's time for game 2, and oh yeah, this card is legal. All right. Well, our opponent's going to begin with a copy of Stick Your Soul, Your Nose Is Mine. Out comes Heavy Borgar. They'll activate the effect to draw a card, revealing Mad Love. And then afterwards, we're going to go into a Rocket the Vanquisher, add that Borgar back, activate Reinforcement of the Army for a Raisin, then go ahead and normal summon that Raisin in order to grab from deck to hand a copy of Holly Sue. Holly Sue comes out next. They will summon that, then activate the effect in order to reveal. Here, summoning a Dr. Mad Love. Mad Love comes down. We will Dominus Purge that, I believe, but they are still able to just go ahead and bounce that Raisin before setting a card and passing back turn. We'll go for the Imperm on the Rock of the Vanquisher. They will let it resolve. We'll go Obedience Schooled, and yeah, there's really no beating. There can be only one. We'll summon everything to our side of the field, then pick one of them, go to the battle phase, walk over Rock, and just scoop it up. Actually, I think it's really cool that Konami limited all the floodgates they acknowledged were a problem instead of banning them. Hey, for game 3, we are playing against an opponent who has a lot of cards specifically boarded against us that Dino Wrestler Pankratops can get over our monsters without attacking, which is bad. And of course, Dark Ruler No More is good as well. We're going to begin with a copy of Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. Down comes a Hornet Drones, and ooh, this is a kind of rough hand. Let's go Kagari here. We'll cycle back this Hornet Drones, then activate it in order to summon a token to our side of the field, which enables us to get to Cupsy Yummy Way. Thankfully, it resolves, and we can get off to the races. Here, the Cupsy Yummy into a copy of Yummy Surprise into a Snatchy effect here. We'll set a copy of Mignon as we go into Lollipo Yummy Way in order to summon back the Cupsy and the Cupsy Yummy Way. We'll go into the Star Ham and activate its effect for the Cupsy Yummy into Herald of the Arclight into Yummy Snatchy. Next, we'll go Yummy Amusement Mignon for a Cupsy Yummy, set 3 and pass turn without giving a really fantastic time to Nibiru. Our opponent's going to start with a Dark Ruler No More, then special out a Pankratops, activating the effect because our monsters are already negated. We will chain the targeted card here, the Yummy Surprise. They will go for the Vanquished Soul Raisin. We'll go for the Purge. They'll go for the Borgar. We're going to go for our Synchro effect, which means they're going to summon out the Borgar, and afterwards we will be able to activate the effect of the Yummy Snatchy. They're going to go Heavy Borgar here to draw a card, and we will set the Akori. They're going to go for Rocket the Vanquisher and summon from their hand a Dr. Madlove, then activate the Dr. Madlove in order to get a start. We will Yummy Snatchy here in order to make a Cookie Yummy Way in order to book both our Herald of the Arclight and the Madlove and pop the Rocket the Vanquisher. They'll go ahead and deal with our monster, but unfortunately, they will not be able to extend any further, and we will take it. So we're back with the deck, and I like this one. Let's do the pros and cons. First, the pros. 1, Snatchy is so annoying. Snatchy allows you to once per chain quick synchro using the Yummies, meaning you can go into their level 2 synchros for interruption or searching, or use their synchros to make generic interruptions like Arclight. The synchros can all tag out to summon back 2 Yummies from graveyard, so you can summon back the main decks or the non-once per turn link 1 to just keep synchroing. This put together creates a deck that's almost impossible to interact with. Anything they can chain to allows them to quick synchro with Snatchy or just dodge interaction on the synchros, invalidating them entirely while summoning back other Snatchies. It's very awkward to play into. 2, the deck activates no monster effects in the hand or graveyard in this particular build. This allows you to completely turn off Izuna, Lupus, and invalidate Ripper completely. With the prominence of the K9 engine, this puts the deck in a great position for the format. And 3, the engine is incredibly small. At 14 or 19 cards, this deck has a huge amount of flexibility at the non-engine around it. This particular build focuses on blanking K9 and using powerful breakers on the draw, but you could just shove in a standard hand trap lineup with a few minor changes and achieve similar results. And the cons. 1, the deck's engine is incredibly small. It's all 1-card combos, there's 15 in the deck, but sometimes you are going to end up with a hand without any access to a Yummy, which leaves you on a board of nothing, hoping for a non-engine carry. The extenders aren't incredible either. Removing the normal puts you on finding one of the 10 cards in the deck that extend, of which only 3 are searchable in Engine. Thrust helps with this, but there are situations where any interaction plus Ash kind of prevents you from establishing anything. 2, if your opponent doesn't activate an effect, they can just beat over your guys. A Pankratops or a Fenrir can be devastating to a Yummy board by simply being summoned and then going to battle phase to force Snatchy to synchro into Cookie. If they don't, you're just going to beat over huge chunks of their board with no repercussions. And 3, the deck's in-engine board breaking is really weak because it requires establishing pieces or reactively tagging out plays to remove pieces from the board. So either it relies on its non-engine to chew through these boards so it can get into a position to OTK, or it's got to just blow your opponent out of the game. Overall, Yummy is a hit. It's easier than Vanquish Soul K9, so I would expect to see it a lot more, especially at the dawn of this new format. So that's that. Thanks so much for watching. These 10-minute testings are made possible by, and occasionally suggested by, my patrons, some of whom have paid a lot of money to be mentioned at the end of the episode. Here are them now. Elena Tincher, Allison Elliott, Ally, APK Pearly Tier 0, Brett Henry, Captive XC, Cool Name, Damon O'Neill, Dark Rebel XYZ, DJ Elefante, El Gravo, El Guacho Malas Opiniones, Emiliano De Verino, NB Adams, Fabrizio Petroli, Felix, Garrett Ran, Hergalicious, John Paradise, Night Mary, Legal Rights, Lucas Rosas, Luis Hernandez, Master Key 090, Matthew M. Derezzo, MBT Play Madolce, Mike Carlotti, N54 Lionheart, Nacho Gonzalez, Pombo, Project Mercury, Rants Are My Thing, Rohan Doge, Rose Lapine, Serpentax, Sly Ninja 43, Soul CLG, Troy Says By Erasure Is Gay, Uznik, Yuki Kazami, and Zircon Sun. Couldn't have done it without you.